So this coming Tuesday will have the most significant update to Black Ops 4 since Operation Spectre Rising has happened, and that isn't an exaggeration, as we'll be getting new content with Days of Summer, and that hasn't happened at all really since Spectre Rising has begun. Which is unfortunate because it's been drier than the desert as of recently, but it is what it is. While I'm sure that many of you guys will have mixed opinions on what to expect, that's all fine and dandy, but today we're going to be letting you guys know everything that you can expect here with the update as of Tuesday. Some of the stuff we are going to have had a little bit of overlap from previous discussion here on the channel. That's just the way things work whenever we're trying to be thorough and transparent with everything, but I want to make that clear that we are going to have some repeat stuff we've mentioned here on the channel as well, mixed in with newer things, but giving guys the full platter of what to expect as of Tuesday's update and Days of Summer in Black Ops 4. So that said, let's start out with some of the more recent stuff here, some of the smaller things that lead up to the content itself, but the teasers have actually started. Last week we had a teaser saying summer is coming, accompanied by a 15-second trailer of Firebreak cooking out on the grill, as well as a zoom out shot of the specialist just chilling lazy river style on rafts, and a date of June 4th was plastered along with that as well. Now, we knew about the date, but it was the first teaser, which of course is always something cool. Personally, I don't think there was much here to this one outside of maybe the grill being a new emote coming along, but as for today, we actually got another teaser in the way that, well, Treyarch changed their profile picture to be a grill with a burger and red Solo cup right next to it, and a pack of brews next to the grill itself with some balloons in the background, and what looks to be some sort of tables as well. And this looks like just some sort of summer block party of sorts. Now, this particular teaser is in the raid side of estates in Blackout and looks to denote some map changes, similar to what we saw in the seasonal change for, say, the holidays. We had snowballs, holiday lights set up, Christmas trees, and so on and so forth decorating the map. This looks to be the same sort of scenario, but for summer here in Blackout. One initial theory that I saw people jumping to was, wait, this means that Raid's coming back in MP, right? That's Raid in the teaser. Now, while I'd love for this to be a free map where Raid does come to MP, I am 99% sure this has nothing to do with multiplayer, and this particular case is just dealing with Blackout. I don't mean to burst anybody's bubble or be a buzzkill, I just rather point out that it's more than likely for Blackout so that no one's expectations are too high, and then they're massively disappointed when it doesn't happen. Instead, I'd love to be wrong, and if so, that's a pleasant surprise, but for now, I'm fairly confident this is only for Blackout in this particular teaser. With that said, in the mini trailer in the books already, look for more teasers here in the coming days as of tomorrow and then Monday, because we'll probably see Treyarch changing their profile pictures and headers a couple more times here before the update drops on Tuesday. Now, let's roll into the discussion about the content coming. We saw that, again, by our teaser, that Blackout will have at least a smaller adjustment to it here for the seasonal reasons, but is there anything else? Personally, now that we end up seeing the adjustment to the map being smaller in the way of maybe just some seasonal decor, I'm going to anticipate that we don't see a major update, and that we won't see one until the next operation, which at this point now is just a month away, which is crazy to me because it's already June. I feel like this year's gone by pretty fast, not even just in relation to COD, but just outside of everything, just talking life, man. I feel like it was just New Year's the other day. But anyways, with the hydro dam still broken, I'm not expecting much, and I feel like honestly that teaser of the specialist lying around on the rafts actually looks to play in nicely with the flooded theme that Blackout currently has. So in that regard, perhaps we're not going to see any major change, but just some seasonal decor added in for a summer theme. As for other things outside of just the map itself, we'll end up seeing that Blackout ends up having ground war. My guess is that the launch of Days of Summer, but also I'm approaching this with a bit of caution as well, because Treyarch ended up mentioning it over on Twitter and said that it's planned to drop during the second half of Spectre Rising. So that during part is throwing me for a trip a little bit here, but if this half is anything like the first, it's probably going to be pretty top heavy and we get a lot of the big heavy hitters out of the way first thing. As well, we ended up seeing that, well, Bounty Hunter was introduced at the very beginning as that first half split, that sort of main game mode introduced with Spectre Rising when that launched, so maybe Ground War is the same sort of flagship mode that we end up getting with Days of Summer. Personally, I hope that it is, and now that I think about it, kind of hope that Bounty Hunter doesn't come back as that main featured mode again. I felt like that was probably the slowest of game modes that we've seen so far that are LTMs, but I digress. Additionally, we'll end up seeing a new vehicle in the way of the attack chopper that's planned to come during Days of Summer, and I would imagine with a title update on Tuesday coming that we see that just added in at that point as well, where we'll probably see a bunch of new content added in, and this is with a larger title update. Perfect timing to fit that in there. So it's probably going to play just like the ARAV, but whenever you think about it, an aerial version of that. So you have the helicopter you have now, but think of it a little more heavily armored and maybe with an MG on it. As with regular helicopters though, I would only imagine there's like 2 or 3 that spawn the entire map, so you should be pretty good in terms of not running into a spam of these, but might be something to keep an eye out for. Additionally, there's going to be some new characters added in for Blackout, and this is a good segue into that transitional topic and middle ground between both Blackout and MP, that topic being customization and loot. But we have Sergey and David Mason getting added to the game, but probably in the way of the reserve system, which is unfortunate. I know that David Mason had an asset associated with his character that was sort of a questline item, very similar to how you have the voice modulator with Spectre, but I don't know if that's going to be the case or not, because it was mentioned that David Mason would be coming right in the middle of all of the other characters in that blog post that was talking about Spectre Rising whenever they were talking about the loot items. So I don't know if that's going to be something that's special order, something that's naturally unlocked, but I guess we'll see. But Sergey is definitely coming, but look for those probably in the loot pool. And talking loot and things like that, probably the biggest thing that a lot of people are looking out for is the new Contraband stream, in which we're going to have that second half of that 50 tiers that we had for Operation Spectre Rising. We saw 1 through 50 giving us the Nefo Odie as well as the Tiger Shark LMG, and truth be told, not really all that much else in that first split. So hopefully this second half is a bigger hitter than this, and we may have 3 weapons up on deck, but I'm definitely expecting the 2 of that of the sniper rifle of the Vendetta and also the ballistic knife, which was seen in the trailer for Spectre Rising. The S6 Stingray was something that was leaked by the Call of Duty companion app, but may be coming because Treyarch mentioned that there are more weapons than that of what we know of, which is pretty cool to think about, but of course we have no definitive answer on that. Outside of that, those 50 tiers should be filled with other things, hopefully more worthwhile things. I would have loved to see some camos in the tiers again because, well, we had only calling cards and like 2 or 3 uniforms in the first split of Operation Spectre Rising. And in a first-person shooter, you don't really see your uniform all that much unless you play a Blackout and you're downed quite a bit. But hoping for a little bit more of a better outcome compared to the first half in the Contraband stream we saw there with Spectre Rising's launch. But outside of that, other customization will include new uniforms, some of which actually look pretty cool from the game files, and one actually was that pirate one we talked about for Profit. That was actually glitched into the game at some point. Somebody over on Reddit ended up having this happen to them, and if I can end up finding that screenshot, I'll put it up on screen for you guys. But it is something that it looks pretty cool playing into, again, that more watered down theme, which also comes back to that point of Blackout, maybe not really having any sort of fix up or cleanup for that flooded map we have as of right now. But there are a bunch of different cool things here at that one. We've seen that also there are a few things that look like pirate themed or Davy Jones themed weapon variants for a few various weapons that'll probably be in the reserve system. Weapons like the RK-7 Spitfire as well as Swordfish ended up having these attached to it. More weapon charms have been found in the game files, unfortunately, but all that kind of stuff. Now, it's way too early to know this for sure, and this is one that is definitely speculation, but possibly new ways to earn items may be coming as well. An apparent leaker, which of course there's no way to validate this other than that their tweets were taken down, so maybe there is credibility to it, but the leaker ended up saying that Modern Warfare's shift in focus for how content is driven post-launch would be tested a little bit in Black Ops 4 and as early as Days of Summer or the next operation starts. So maybe we end up seeing something of a change to the current market system, or maybe new ways to earn items and challenges. I guess we'll see, but that would be absolutely awesome to see if there's something that finally, for the better, changes the black market and what we see out of it. Moving along, let's talk about MP real quickly here, because probably one of the big things that will drop here alongside of the update itself is that of Capture the Flag. The flagship game mode for MP, probably, because as with Spectre Rising's launch, we saw one for each of the game modes. We had Prop Hunt being that flagship mode for the MP side, Blackout had Bounty Hunter, and then Zombies ended up having the Blood Wolf Supermoon, or whatever it's called, for the Gauntlet of Dead of the Night. So Capture the Flag is something that is definitely still on the way. Plus, Treyarch ended up replying to somebody saying, give us CTF, to which they said it's coming in June. So with a title update coming and a massive one to refresh a lot of the content, it makes sense to put that here as the flagship game mode and launch as of Tuesday. Additionally, we'll probably end up getting Hacienda Twilight with this as well. I can't imagine them dropping that randomly throughout the second split here of the operation. So that seems like it's going to be something included as of Tuesday's update as well, in which that's going to be another environmental shift for Hacienda. Probably just going to change a little bit of the lighting as it shifts to a nighttime map, but not quite there at that point. So I'm excited to see that one. Hacienda Hacienda honestly is, maybe unpopular opinion, one of my preferred maps here with it. I don't know, I just feel like I flow well on that map, but it is something I'm looking forward to playing that one. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea where it's just a seasonal map change or something like that, but take out Arsenal Sandstorm, and truthfully told, I've actually been a fan of all of the changes to the maps that we've seen so far. But that said, outside of that, we'll also see new bare bones modes. We recently just saw that bare bones bolt action was added in, but we'll probably see one or two more coming throughout the event, whether that be something that actually jumps in with the launch on Tuesday, or something that again may be a little bit later on in the operation, like how we saw bolt action bare bones added in towards the end of the first split here. We'll have to wait and see. New weaponry, of course, will be coming along with that, because that will be earnable within the Contraband stream, so possibly 3 weapons, but definitely those 2 of the ballistic knife and also the sniper rifle as well. We'll see how that all plays out come Tuesday. And the final thing to round out the MP side is that, truth be told, I'm not expecting any more maps. I know that we talked about this recently in another video talking about Days of Summer, but I would not expect any new maps. And coming back to it, that first teaser we talked about today with Raid and Blackout, that's not an indicator to me that we'll see any new maps. We're seeing maps dropped usually with each new operation, and the Black Ops Pass here in conjunction with those launches, so don't get your hopes up for anything coming in that regard outside of Hacienda Twilight or brand new maps with the launch on Tuesday. Zombies is more than likely going to have another flagship or lead-off gauntlet here with this. Dead of the Night has been that only piece that has been added to the puzzle. We'll also probably see some more leaderboards added in, and hopefully we end up seeing factions finally introduced, because at this point, it's been over a year since it was announced. It was announced at the reveal event on May 17th of 2018, where Black Ops 4 was first shown off to the world of MP, Blackout, and Zombies. And from that point, we have not seen anything in game about factions. One thing though, curiously enough though, is that it seems like in the game files as of recently via some hot fixes, there have been a few image files added in that look to denote each of the icons for the factions. It lines up with the number that there were described to us beforehand, so may very well be coming as of Tuesday. But that said, that is everything to know about Days of Summer and Black Ops 4 in the update as of Tuesday. We're going to be keeping you guys posted here with everything regarding Black Ops 4 in the update, and of course everything that stems out of that, so stay here on the channel if you guys are interested in any of that. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Is there anything in particular out of Days of Summer you're looking forward to in particular? Any new weapons, any new map changes, or anything like that? Are you hoping for a Blackout change? Because I'm curious to hear how that turns out. But anyways, let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 4, MP, Blackout, Zombies. We get you covered with the best of updates, news, information, tips, tricks, all that good stuff. So if any of that interests you, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. I can live on both those. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. But let's end out the way. Thank you guys all so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.